too high. So it will help you to easily build such a thing that you can track. And if in case you are actually having a budget that you have to spend within a year, it will help you like monitoring what level are you and what you need to do to speed up. Let me just share my screen. During the process, I will be. So I want to share my screen now. I guess you can see my screen.
Yes, very clearly. Yeah.
All right. All right. This is just normally a simple software, as I said. Here it tracks your expenses monthly, like from January up to December. And it also track the trend of your expenses. Yes, there's a dashboard that presents the trend. Maybe in January, you spent 10 million, in February 13, and so on and so forth over the years, as well, whereas you can present those trends maybe in terms of percentages and so on and so forth. And it also gives something like a monthly dashboard like that, that has to do with how much was spent maybe per month. So we'll definitely not do for the whole year. If in case this is what is chosen, we'll just do for the first quarter, and then we'll make a trend graph and things like that. In the dashboard here normally is where you have projects. If you are having the businesses, you might register the businesses here, like names of businesses, but here I'm talking of projects. And in the project, in the same template, we are having now duration that the projects are meant to be executed. For instance, you find a project like SIDA, the Swedish International Development Agency Corporation. Maybe they have a budget of 650 million. Maybe GAC have a budget of 550 million. You have the start date of the project, which is normally the 1st of May. And then the end date is the 30th of April 2022. It starts in 1st of May 2021. As well as maybe this other project, the GAC project, has a budget of 550 million. It starts on the 1st of April 2021 to the 31st of March 2022. So now this is the dashboard. Whatever adjustment that you make here now will affect to the individual sheet. If you look here, we are having a total of 8 projects. You can see the counts there is 8. And if you come to the month of January, you count here is as well 8. There are 8 projects there. Now, the financial year here has this 2020. You might have different financial year. We're talking about 2020 here. You might go to 2021. The total peer budget here means the budget for the project implementation area, which is 1.2 billion. And if you come to the dashboard here, you add these two together, you have 1.2 billion down here. So you can as well just do an equal sign sum here to confirm that the budget is okay. You sum all over like that. You still have the same 1.2 billion here. You can decide to take off the 2 zeros after you take it off like that, to just leave it 1.2 without having any decimal places. Now, when you must have done this is the normal template. To design this is not actually an issue. If you want to design something like this, let me just open a new sheet. I said to design something that will have a plain background, and maybe you put background colors. The first thing you need to do is you come to the H where we're having A1 around here like this. You click there. You go to your home tab. I put a background color. You might decide this to be a background color. When you're done, if you look on the screen, we need a table of 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4. Let's just say 4. We'll take 5 projects here. We might end at UNICEF. So to do that table is not difficult as well. These are light things. You just need to select the area where the table is 4x4, might be 4x5. This is 1, 2, 3, and 4. You put it inside a border, inside borders. You make the borders all like that. These are them. You might shift it like this, and then you might adjust these ones as well. So you can come here, put the names of projects. Here, maybe the budget for each project, and then maybe the start date and the end date, like that. You might put like that, and then can decide to make this also something, a different color, like that. You paint, you just beautify to maybe suit something or look for it to look nice. Now,
I'm not following, Charles. I think you lost me somewhere because your screen is not just, it's not moving.
Wait, who is having that same issue? All right. Is it okay now?
It is okay now.
Anyway, this is just what I did. This by saying I open a new sheet, blank sheet like that.
That's okay, I can do.
Yeah. Then you just design something like this normal design, right?
Yeah.
They can write the names of the projects here. So the issue here is, let me come here and ask a question first. Can we design this?
I think I can. The problem will be the combination of colors, that dark blue and the light blue. I don't know maybe how to have the colors, including the, okay.
Just watch. Since my screen was not shared, I'm sorry about that. Just see how it's done. Your normal Excel sheet comes up like that. We can assume that this is a dashboard here. This is the dashboard. And then when you have an Excel sheet with a color like this, the first thing you need to do is you come where you are having between A and this one, this place like that, this place here at the end here, you click there. You come to your home tab, you come to fonts, you select everywhere and you make it one color. It depends on your favorite color that you want to use. I always like light blue. When you're done doing that, you see here we have a 4x4. Here is 1, 2, 3, and 4. We need to make a 4, something like that. We select any area around here. We ensure there are 4 to as well. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That means we are taking from C to F. We select from C to F. We might drag down. We'll come back to the home tab and we'll put it in borders. Once it's selected, we can change now the color here to have something different. Can be like that, for instance. Now we'll select the areas of the headers, just this area. We'll paint it maybe another color, blue. Then I can now expand now my cells now based on what I want it to appear. Like that. Then this might be the project area, then the budget and things like that. So I can put here projects, projects. Let me write in capital letters. Here, budget, start date, end date. Like that. I make all of it centralized by highlighting and maybe putting it center here, and maybe bold. I might reduce that color a little bit. This seems to be good. Now I can just fill the names of the project here. I don't need, it's already existing, so I can rather do a copy and paste. And this is it. Let me just copy like that. And then I paste rather than filling manually. That's not something that I need to teach. I paste. Now these are projects, for instance, that are existing. Here, these are projects that are existing. Now you're saying these are the start dates and the end dates. Let me make the dates to be in full format so that we see the format in terms of the month, the day, the year. I highlight the region of the dates. I come to my home tab. I hope this is recorded that you can watch after. I come to my home tab. I come to where you have the number section, you have the dates. I click at the H here. The date format comes up. I'll come and select custom. When I click on custom, I'll come and select this, the day, the month, the year. You see, it gives it 1st May 2020. I can decide to put this year in full like that by adding maybe 2Y, either uppercase or lowercase like that. Remember, I said if you are putting the D, you're adding D here, it gives you Saturday in full because there are 4 Ds. If there are 2 Ds, it will just give you the date. As well as if there are 3 M's, it will give you just the May in full, in short form, because May actually has just 3 letters. If it was for January, it will just give JAN, where you put 3 letters like that. And if you continue with the 4th letter, it will give January in full. But for the fact that May is having just 3 letters to represent May, I'll click on OK. My data is OK now. That's the dashboard. Then the second thing now is bringing in now the months. Here again, I might not need to, we'll do this manually, this section manually. I just want to copy this. I don't need to be typing. Copying this section is something that all of us can do. Let me just shift the screen one side so that as I'm doing, you're seeing it there. I'll open another sheet now this way. I use the same color. I paint it something, maybe paint everywhere the same blue like that. I come now, what I need is I need a financial year, I need total pay about budget, I need total expenses, things like that. I'll start building now my table. I can assume that the table starts here and I need just 1, 2 columns for this. So I come and develop the 2 columns like that. I put maybe in this shape. I might maybe make it as well something like this, white. Then I expand. What I'm doing now is not difficult. It's just, I'm just creating a template. Here, financial year, I might just come and copy this. Copy, I come here, I paste. It's the same thing. I come and copy this. Copy, I come here, I paste. Like that. I might merge this like that to be like this. Merged means I select from here down. We don't need anything there. I'll come to the home tab. I'll come to alignment and I'll take merge and center. That's that. And then here I might need to create the years 2020, 2021. How do I do that? I'll come, I'm having this. The financial year, I'll come to data. I'll come to data validation. Data validation here, I'll use the list. I'll put 2020, 2021, 2022, and maybe let's say 2023. I think okay. It gives the drop down in that order. I know TC might be lost here, but don't worry, I'll make you understand some other time. Most of the things that I'm teaching here, these are things that they already know. But the problem is we have not arrived at the level of the business of the day. We're just at the level of the development of making the template beautiful. The actual programming is what we'll be interested in. So now I've come out with this. These projects here, remember, these are the projects. How do I get them in this format? In this format, who can say something about that? We are working together. I want to copy these projects and paste the projects this way. How do I do it?
You copy and transpose, isn't it?
Thank you. Okay. So I come here, watch carefully. I will not paste as values. I'll do this, I'll do copy. I come when where I'm having where I want the projects to be. First, if you're transposing like this, what happens? If you're transposing, there's a problem in the sense that if I'm changing any project, look at what happens here. If I come here and I change this and I put HHH, if I go to this page, all of them will change to HHH. Are you seeing HHH and HHH? But if I'm transposing, it means I'm copying as text, and the drop down as well here will change to HH. So to do that, this is what is done. First, you've already had this. So what you need to be doing, you're doing it manually, one at a time. You put an equal sign, you come to the dashboard, you take the first, you click on enter. Let me create the how many. There are normally how many projects? There are 8. I'll limit it to 4 so that since we don't have let me limit it to 4. Put projects that are very common. I'm just moving. All right, let's use that 4. Okay, what I said, you see, it's not seeing that reference. That's why it's giving this dash. And here, if you use an if error message, you see now that it will disappear. You just put if error. The value is what? This cell, comma, if error, what happens? It gives nothing. WFP, that's why it's saying. All right, the second, we have 4. Let me put 4 cells in the bracket like that. Bracket down here. Sorry, in things like that. I can make this centralized. Bold, like that. Can even increase. This is just mere formatting. Now the first has entered, the WFP has entered. I can beautify it as well. Something like that. All right, I've put WFP here. The next I'll put an equal sign again. I'll come to the dashboard. I'll take UNH, I'll take enter. The next I'll put equal sign. I'll come to the dashboard. I'll take UNICEF, enter. Then the next I'll put equal sign. I'll come to the dashboard. I'll put echo, enter. Now, if anything changes here, it will change that way definitely. So if I put here maybe WHO, like that, automatically here it will change to WHO. If it's CEDA, it will change to CEDA. All right, now we might create a link from this page to, let me say this is January statistics. We might create a link from this page to this one. How do we create a link? I might decide to have this like this. I'm having months. I'll do something that is not existing in the former project, in the former software. I can have months here. Let me make this upper. Let me write it in uppercase, months. I use the paintbrush. I highlight here. I take a paintbrush and I come and paint here, like that. Are you seeing that it is painting? It takes the sequence 1, 2, 3, 4. Then repeat the sequence because they were just 4. but I might need this month to go through the year. Now, since we are doing for one quarter, let's just end in maybe January, February, March. Then we might have the synthesis here. This might be the trend and so on. So if I'm having January here, January like that, I might drag down up to March. I put it centered. Then I come here and I put the trends of in terms of maybe expenses. Then here I might put I might put maybe monthly statistics here. Monthly statistics like that. Let me take off this. Now, this is just a section that I've created that from the dashboard, you want to navigate to any of those areas you can navigate to. And okay, now if I can put this merged. All right, now watch. If now you want to create the link, between all of these pages. I've created just January. They will finish the programming in the month of January. Then now from there we'll create the link. Now here, this is the dashboard. I've already programmed this. Now the second thing is the total. We might assume this last row to be the total. Means total budget. So we can put here the total here, which is not the project, maybe the total budget for all the projects. And how do we get the total budget? We put an equal sign here. We take a sum, it's a function. We highlight from the first cell to the last. We put enter, that's 1.2 billion. Let me just put budgets here. UNICEF, they are always not, their budgets are not always high. Let me just say 450 million for a project like that. You see it increases. WHO, they might be having a higher budget. Oops. Something like that. So we are having a total peer budget of 2.4 billion. Then let me come here and just repeat this same date down here. Copy and I paste. Now I'm done with the dashboard here that has all the information that we might need to appear in the other pages. Now the second thing we need to do is coming back here. We already created the whole dashboard for the section for projects. Now we need to be linking them and building formulas that will give us the end date of the project, things like that, and the number of days left. So let me come here first. I want to create this section that we're having: project, activity, date of activity, function, this section like that. That's what I want to create now. Expenses. So we are having how many columns there? From here, that means from here, we're having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. So I'm having just 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll need to add 2. Let me just add 4 instead and add more columns. Now at this level, I'll need, let me reduce it like that. I think it's much clearer. So now here we'll need now to add this section for project activities. I'll just do just for 5 activities or so. So maybe I can come and end here. So I'm having, I needed to add, was it 6 or 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I needed to add 6 columns. That the 6th column has to fall under where we have total expenses. This is it. Yeah. So now here I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think something like that. I put now in this. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let me make this bigger. Oops. All right. Now you see that the smallest is project and activity is big, I can as well reduce this now like this, reduce. And then I don't really need a lot of this now. I can copy now this. What I'm doing is just copying and pasting. I'm not programming anything there. I come and paste here now. You see it pastes there. Then the last I need to put now is the expenses here. I can type expenses here like that. Maybe I use the same color here. And then I come and I highlight. But remember, we need the expenses to show at this level. So I might decide to split this cell into two, like add unmerge it like that. When I unmerge it, now I might bring down the expenses down and delete this so that all expenses, the expenses up and delete down so that all the expenses will appear here. I mean, expenses per project or per activity will appear here. And when you understand that, I put now that way. So the next, we don't need anything again. Everything here now will just follow. So I can maximize now this so that you see the full screen. If I maximize, that's what we have. Now I can decide here. Let me delete this. Delete A. I can take it. I can decide now to come here. These are the projects. Here I can just blank. I can just put this the same size here for these projects here. So what I need to do is I will come and highlight the region like that. Are we seeing? I'll highlight the region like that. I put an equal sign. I'll come to where I'm having WFP here. I'll click H7. I'll press Control Enter. You see, it brings all the project down here. Let me do it again. Let me first of all highlight like that. Oh, please just a second. Let me make it thicker. Let me take projects here. First of all, come and paint this way and then autofill to the right to have it that way. Then now I want now to bring in now the budgets per area, or bring in these same headings here. So that if these headings are changing from the dashboard, it changes both here and here. How do I do that? I'll highlight the whole data like that. I'll put an equal sign. I'll come and click where we'll have WFP here. I'll hold down Control on the keyboard and I'll press Enter. You see, it has brought all of them there. I can increase the size like that, as well as I can come here and I increase the size. Something like that. Now you see that if I'm changing anything here, let's say I change this to, let me say UNFPA, United Nations Population Fund. I come here, you see it changes here automatically. So if I bring it back to what it was, I think it was WFP. You see, brings back WFP, everything is okay. Now, the next thing here is from this, let me confirm something. What is here between approximate budget and project budget? There's nothing here. I'll delete this cell. This cell is not useful. I just wanted to confirm. Now, this is what we have. We might have decided to have just few activities. Let me just put the columns like that in a visible area. I come here, I put this, and maybe I put something. You see how beautiful the thing is going. You can have to put your logo here if you want. If I want to put my logo around this area, if it's a company, I might just come to insert, take picture, and then I look for a logo. Let me look for a logo. Somewhere I'm having a nice logo that I can use. PC. something like that. We can use this. That can be the logo. It's not good to be too large, but I just want to occupy this space like that. All right, when I'm done like this now, you see it's getting somewhere. I can take this up, something like that. Now I might decide now to bring the total peer budget here, bring the total expenses here. Now, how do I do that? I'll take an equal sign for the total peer budget, equal sign. I'll come to the dashboard and I'll come and click here. This is the total budget for the whole peer. I'll click here. You see, we are getting data from several sheets. I'll press enter. You see the budget comes up. I can decide to put this in terms of currency. Clicking there, going to the home tab, and I'll use the comma here. Now it makes it a currency, but we're having 0.00. We don't need these 2 zeros. We can reduce it to have that. These are the years. This year is 2020. We're in 2021. You can come and use 2021 like that. Let me put this to the end. Make it something like that. That's good. I might decide to separate the year from the colors of the year from that of the amount. Let me do something like that. Then there's something that we needed to do as well to bring in the total percentage spend and total percentage left. We might copy this and then we come maybe somewhere here, we paste. This one I've copied, I've just done a copy paste. There's nothing special that I've done there. All right, this the total percentage left and total. We need to make all of this from here to here drop downs. This one now can be the totals. I can put it a different color. I can put it a different color to indicate that it is the totals. Maybe something like this. So I said I can decide these are totals. And for the total, it means that what we'll just need to come here. We'll do an equal sign. We'll do a sum. We'll select the range where the amounts will be filled. The amounts will be filled here, the expenses. We'll drag from cell G20 down. G20 down means that it will sum all the amounts that appear here and give it here. We'll press enter. There is nothing inputted. So I might decide to also put that in using a comma, you see, so that whatever thing that is entered here, if you entered, let's say 5,000 or 50,000, it appears down there. You enter 100,000, it sums to 50,000, it adds up. So I might decide to as well to use just one, no decimal place here. I'll also come and remove it here. Then I can decide to make it bold, things like that. So when I'm done with this one, I'll just use the auto fill, this that we have at the end like that. I'll drag it to the right. It will also give the sums of this one. Anything that is inputted here, it will be summing down there as well. You see, that's the same thing, just like that. So I just need to input here and I drag like that. The next thing is putting all of this in a drop down, all of this that we have in the drop down. Here, how do we do that? Now the drop down doesn't have to be manual. It has to be in a way that whatever thing changes here, it changes in the drop down. So I'll need to use this as my reference. Since this is the base, everything was being referenced here. That's the only place that has names. Every other place has but formulas. That's why we come here. You have instead of WFP, you have the formula. So immediately there's something deletes there. You will return but a null character here. Not this thing because of use if error there. Here the same. There's no if error there, and so on and so forth. Now, how do we get the drop down? We just need to come where we have projects here. We drag down to the level that we want. We go drag down from here to here. We come to the home tab, sorry, to the data tab. We come to data validation tools here. We select the tool. We take list. On the source, we come to dashboard. and we select the source, which is here. We click on OK. So automatically, all the list has appeared here. That's it. So now watch if, let me increase the size there and maybe make it bold. So if you select anything now here, it appears just like that. And if there's anything, they change anything from the onset. Let's say I change this to maybe UNDP, change to UNDP, this is it. And here it will change to UNDP and UNDP. Now, next, let me put it back as it was, WFP. Next, now, I want now to make this now, each expense is that each time that you have an expenditure, you should just go back to that region that you have made expenses on. Let me, I'm just tracking this to form activities so that it should be long. What I'm saying is, if somebody report an activity under UNDP and the person puts the date of the activity here, the person's function here, and a person's responsibility here, and function, they might almost be the same. I might need to take off one. Let me just take off this. They're similar. Then I might increase now where I'm having that. I might increase the function space as well. Then I can increase this. All right, so you see now that if anybody enters something under UNDP project, put maybe training, let me say if it's training of enumerators on data collection, like that. Maybe the date of activity here, home, I use the date picker. I can say the date is today, for instance. Here again, I can decide to come and change, use this format that I had already. I just click here. I come to my format. I go to January and I fill, but the color will be pink. But I might decide now to make it white. Oops. Okay, I'm sure conditional formatting was applied here. I'm certain. That's why when you delete, it becomes white. When you delete, it becomes white. There's conditional formatting there. And if there's conditional formatting, I can only change this using conditional formatting, maybe to manage the role. You see, that's it. If it doesn't, they say cell does not contain text. If cell does not, there is no blanks, you should give this. So I can take it back white. I take OK now, and OK, and OK. So you see something that has appeared else, something else. Let me just put the normal way. All right, something like this. Maybe the function of that person, maybe the person is a finance officer, no finance people hardly trained. Let me say a data, an M&E, because on data collection, M&E officer, like that. Now, how do we track these expenses here? That's now where the magic starts. If I put, let's say 5 million, here, you see it's working, but now how does it affect that this 5 million automatically comes and feel where we have UNDP? It has to be WFP. I changed it, I think so. We'll have WFP. How do I affect that? Let me just put this in money format, and then I format all the cells with that using the paintbrush, and then maybe I highlight or like that. That's good. so much more that any amount that you put, it will just give you in the you have the separator will be commas. All right, now how do we ensure that this space, whatever thing that we do, or whatever this thing that is inputted at this level has to I want now your remember, I've taught you a lot about this. I want to know, if you are the one working on this, what will you do to ensure that when you feed WFP here, this amount should come back here? Any idea? Are we there?
Yeah, with you.
Why will you ensure that? How will you ensure it? What formula can be used? I'm asking Alfred and
Yeah. I think it should
I
be.
might have missed the question there, Charles.
what formula can be used? I hope anyway, the other people that are not attending this class, the class is explicit. They've been attending. The only person that might have worries should be TZ, that I'm still to maybe work or maybe groom her in some of these things. I'm asking that, how do you ensure that when you feel what is supposed to be filled there, it should give you, like when you fill WFP, this amount should move and come to where you have WFP. The expense here will remain here, but it should be counted as a WFP expense, not this, not this, not this.
So I think we should use an if command.
Yes.
So whenever we put an expense here, if this column B is WFP, it will move to column G.
If,
so,
okay, give me that if what equals to if.
Yeah, logical. Okay. If
what?
Eh?
If what?
If B20.
Yes.
Comma. Yeah. Value if true. Do you want to put it in F20 and let's see?
That should come and put it here. And do what? Next. Alfred, can you try?
If let me see. Can we do, wait, can we clean it?
Yeah.
Can we clean it? 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 So can we clean it? I think it should be an index match or a VLOOK. It can't be VLOOK. It should be HLOOK or something.
All right. What you need to do is,
you
need to put if, as we already have the if here, you come and click here. If the content here on project is equals to Y project, you are not fixing that because you want it to be moving, is equals to this content here.
Okay.
Are we saying? Then now you fix it with F4. So that if it's moving down here, it should not move from here to here. It should remain there. You put a comma. What should happen? It should equals this cell here. Are you saying?
Yes.
You put an equal sign. You put if. If the content in B20, which is this,
Mhm.
is equals to
G
the content in G,
19.
that is this content,
Mhm.
G18.
Mhm.
You fix it so that it should not be moving.
Mhm.
What happens? It should take this and put in there. Else, what happened? It should replace it with a blank or with 0, like that. Then enter. Have you seen?
Yeah.
If I change now this and put UNH, it will go to 0.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Let me centralize all this. So if I bring it back to WFP, it will give me 55 million. So when you're done doing this now, you just drag autofill now what? Like that. But when you're autofilling now like this, you need to come and change back this statement. Just this one from G18 to
H
to this. Fix it with F4. This one will be moving. You see now this one has moved from left to right. Are you seeing? What when we are here, what should we do? What should we do here? I want to know now from you guys. What should I do here for this formula? That if I'm moving in like this, it should not move from project to the project area to activity area. That's what I want to do here.
Freeze. Put the line in front of B.
Thank you. That's it all. Here we have a dollar like that. Enter. So if we are autofilling now this up to this level, you see now 5 million appears in all. Why? Because it is coming and referring to a cell that has been fixed. So now at this level, we just need to come and change the content here with what? With this, right?
Yeah.
F4, enter. Come again here, change the content on at this level, and then look at something. Again, what should we have done here? We need to fix to F here, right? Because we'll be moving to the right. They want it to move down, but not to the right. Are you getting?
Yes, yes.
$B20 means that what? If we are moving this cell from cell B to cell C, it will not move B. They will move 20 will be fixed at this level 20. But if you are moving down, 20 will move from 20 to 21.
21, yes.
If you're moving from here to here, or you're
B will
moving
not move
from
to
here,
C.
exactly. So we have to fix F20 at this level. What we'll do like that now, we can now autofill, and we are changing just the fixed cells for what appears up here, which means if we come now here, we change this, we come and take this, we put F4, enter, we take this, we change this, we come and take this, F4, enter, and lastly, we change this, we take this, F4, enter. Now, if we are changing this now, you see it's moving, it will move now to UNHCR. It will move now to UNICEF. Move now to WHO. Are you seeing?
Yes, yes, yes.
Then this total expense, we can just refer it to this cell here. The total expense here, we can refer it to the sum of the whole of these cells. Are you getting?
Yeah.
Which means we put an equal sign, we put sum, they will select from here where we're having all the projects amount here. We'll select from here up to this level. You understanding?
Okay.
Then enter. Why? Because we are selecting only where we are having projects. We don't have to select here because this is where they will be posting the activities. All right. Let's just assume that let's just auto-fill this activity down here, that one activity was done. Is an assumption throughout. Let's take dates as well, auto-fill dates to come down here like that. Maybe the activity was done on the 10, 11 up to 17, maybe by the M and E. Is an example. I don't need to be changing this because we are doing simulation here. Maybe here they spent 10 million. For instance, that's it. Maybe again, somebody spent 50 million, like that. Another, maybe somebody again spend 1 million, or is it 10 million? And then maybe 120 million, something like that, 50 million. These are activities that might be expenditures for every month. Are you getting?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. You're saying that these are expenses that have been spent throughout. Maybe if they are reporting this every month, maybe they have spent 335 million in a month for these all projects, which is very normal. Now here, the fact that it has only counted total expense 5 million, it means that what? Here we need to choose the project that these expenses were drawn from. So now if I come here and I choose that this one was UNHCR, like that, I've not autofilled this. Remember, when we are done with this, we need to autofill it down, right? And if I'm autofilling down, it will give 000 here. Why? Because I've not choose a project here. So if I come here and I choose a project here, I choose UNHCR, automatically you see the expenses comes on UNHCR. If I come here and I choose UNICEF, this other one goes on UNICEF. Then you see the expenses, the total expenses of the whole PU becomes now this plus this plus this, which is about 61 million. This is 65 million. This is it. Because this is 50 million. This is 10 million. That is 60 million plus 5 million is 65, which is this. Are we seeing?
Yes, please.
Then if I continue here and maybe I put WHO back, I put maybe WHO again, I put maybe WFP, I put maybe UNHCR, and lastly, maybe I put again UNICEF. You see now that these are the total expenses, 335 million, and it must matches with this. This one must tie with this. But this formula here is not drawn but from this. Rather, this formula here is drawn but from this, the sum of all of this. To give this, which is this. So now the confirmation is just that word to show that this one's here matches this, and this one has to be equal to this. It means that all the project names have been entered. So now for total expenses, now we might take this cell here, we'll put an equal sign, they will come and click here, enter. It gives now total expenses and the total budget. So the total spend here, we'll just take an equal sign. We'll take the percentage spend, we'll take this, we'll divide by the total budget, right? That's it, right? Are you seeing?
Yeah, right, with you.
Then automatically you see the total remaining appears here. 13.9% plus 86 gives 100%. I might decide to put to one decimal place. 13.9% plus 86% give 100. So you see that this one is already adjusting as I'm putting. So now this now we've done this for maybe the whole month of January. We might want now to start programming now this. So for end date of activity here, we might just need to do a refer to the dashboard. Where we'll put now an equal sign, we'll come to the dashboard, it's a WFP here. We'll come to the dashboard, end date for WFP project is 30th. We'll click on 30th, we'll take enter. It is given here because this date section has to all be programmed in to take the dates, not numeric. So to do that, we just need to select, as I taught you guys all. We come to the home tab, and then we come to this. We use the custom, we search where we have dates. This is it. That's it automatically. I might decide to put this in full. Yeah. Then I allow it like that, and I put OK. So you see, it is giving me 30th of April 2022. That's the end date of the project. I might increase it. The same for UNHCR. I just take equals. Let me paint this. Paint this with the same format. I'll click here. I'll go to the paintbrush. And I'll come and paint it here. So much more as I'm entering the date, it should just take this format. I'll come to the second. I'll take equals. I'll go to the dashboard. I'll take the second for end date, enter. Take the third, I'll take equals. I'll go to the dashboard, take UNICEF, here, enter. Take fourth, I'll take equals, go to the dashboard, take WFP, enter. If any of these dates are changing here, let me say if this one is changing from 1st of April, if it's changing to, let's say, 1st of January, 2020, maybe say Friday, running for 1 year, it will end in December 31st, 2020, like that. Then, sorry, this 2021, so we end in 2021, maybe December, like that. So if I come to the dashboard here, you see also this one will change to December. Then now, how do we get now the total number of days left? Total number of days left now will take an equal sign. We'll take now the start date of the project. Sorry, we'll take the end date of the project, which is this. Are we saying? Now I want a situation that if I'm moving this to the right, if I'm giving a formula here and I'm supposed to move to the right like that, it should move. I'll lock cell, I'll lock the column and I'll open the cell, the rows. Are we understanding?
Yeah, we understand.
Yeah. So you take an equal sign now. I'll take this, which means I'll lock $8 like that. I might still do it without locking $8 because I'm not feeding down, it will still work. I'll put minus the date of today, like that. Today, that is this date minus today. Then I'll close it like that. I'll press enter. Now here it is giving in terms of date. But we'll have to change this date format to maybe numeric now. I can use a general here. You see, it gives me now 63 days left for the project to end. All right, let me increase the size so that you see. All right, let's do something. Let's forward this date to, let me say the start date of the project. This WFP is supposed to end in April. Let's put April 1st. You see these days will drop. Come here, April 1st, 2022. You see the days there will drop. I'll come to April. That is WFP, the start date. Let me put now April 1st. April 1st, 2022, sorry. You see automatically it will drop now to maybe how many days? Okay, wait. This is the end date. No. This one, today date doesn't change, sorry. If I need to do that, I'll need to come here like this. Just watch. I want you to understand something here. Let me forward the date. Or better still, let me not forward the date. Let me rather assume we are already the date of today's end of August. Let me put that this project is supposed to end on the 30th of August, 2021. So rather than changing the date there, August 30th. You see, it gives automatically that is left 21 days for the project to end. Are we understanding? So number of days here automatically gives 21 days. But if I take it back to where it was, you will normally see the end date of the project will normally expand to April back, maybe April 30th, 263 days. If I'm clicking now here and I'm dragging this way, it will automatically give the other days. That's the other days that you're seeing there now, like that. Are we seeing?
Yes, please.
Then now, we might need now to have to get it in terms of the number of months. Who can tell me what we'll do in terms of number of months left?
We can divide number of days by 30.
Number of days by 30.
Yeah.
So if we take equals to this divided by 30, approximately 9 months.
You now approximate it. Yeah.
All right, that's it. That's the simplest way you can do it, because averagely a month is 30 days. We're talking about approximately, yes, a month is 30 days. February you have 28 days, but you have other months with 31 days and 30. So we are talking about approximate here. And normally it will not be plus or minus 5 days much, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now when you do this, we can now do a round up. So you can put equals to a round up function here.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll take the number, we'll click here, we'll divide by 30, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll put a comma, number of digits, we're rounding up to what? 0 digit.
0.
Then we close the bracket, enter. So 9 months. So I can autofill now these ones. You have those months, so that this one is left with 5 months. That's 143 days. Are we following?
Yes, please.
Then the next is total project budget. That is the project budget here. Now we just do a reference. We take equals to, go to the dashboard, we take the budget here, enter. That's it. We might need to put it in the form of with semicolon, with this commas, something like that. Then next we come here. I might use I come here again, I put equals, I go to UNHCR, their budget, enter. I come here, I take enter, equals, I come to UNICEF, I take equals, I come to WHO, enter. Now these ones are they are not having the point. I will just click on the first. I'll use the pen brush and I'll come and paint this one. We're having now that everything here in the form of is a baby talking somewhere.
My food.
Steve.
Is that Bala?
Steve. Then I can put now like this in bold. And then total budget spent so far here will be, since it's the project, I'll just take equal sign. I'll come and click here. Because normally when you're taking is summing all of this and bringing here, that means it's a budget that is spent so far for WF. You press enter. When I'm here, I just autofill. The other ones too will just follow like that. I can also make it bold. All. Maybe I can even take everything here to make it bold. So that as I'm working, is automatically given. Present budget now here will be equals to the project budget minus the total expense, which is this minus this. Are we saying enter? So now I just drag again to the right to give the other present budget. Total amount spent here. Amount spent here is this total spent so far. So far here, what I'm saying so far, an amount spent is normally in February, this total spent so far would include January. But amount spent here will just be the amount spent in February or in that particular month. So in the present month, the amount spent will be equal to the amount spent so far because we are talking of the same month. But we'll go to the February month now. Your amount spent here now will be the amount spent in February, and total amount spent so far will be the amount in January plus February. So you take an equal sign out for amount spent so far here. You click here, the same thing. You press enter. You might need to fill the others. Then percentage spend, you put equal sign. You take amount spent that month, which is this, divided by total budget, which the total budget, project budget is this. You click on this, that's it. It's giving 0, but I guess it is having, there's a point somewhere. You can put in percentage share. So we're having 8% of the budget has been spent. So we can take here, we'll drag to the right, it gives the other percentages. We have 18% spent this way. Then budget left now will be the total budget spent minus the total project budget minus the budget that has been spent. Over the month, you will see some of these things, why it is repeating. It's repeating, but it is not actually carrying the same sense. So you take now the total project budget minus the present budget here. There is a budget left minus budget spent so far, which is this. We have, this is the budget that is left. We drag to the end, just like that. Then percentage left now will be equals to, we take now the budget that is left divided by the total project budget, enter. So we drag to the left. I'll make it percentage by putting it here and make maybe 1 decimal point, like that. Now, if you see this one, I might make it to 1 decimal point. So you're seeing that this 92.3 plus 7.3 gives 100%. 91.8 plus 8.2 gives 100%. So you see, this is how it goes throughout the other areas. I might put this in a white color or something gray, so that I should differentiate from the background. When you're done now with this, you can now create several months. You hold your shift control key down, you drag this to the right, you drag again to the right. So I've created, this is the first month, this can be February, and then maybe this can be March. Have I spelled the March correctly? This is January, like that. So you see, even in March, if you are changing in February, if you change anything here, if you change this to UNDP, it will change to in January UNDP, it will change to in February UNDP, it will change in March UNDP. But now look at something here. This budget for WHO, it has given 0 now here. Why? Because it doesn't see this here. So if you're changing that, you need to come and change to back WHO here to UNDP. I don't know, was it even UNDP? Let me check. Yeah, it was WFPS, sorry. You need to come and change it to UNDP, maybe like that. Then you will have this again back. So if you bring it back to WFP, everything to change everywhere. So you will need to come back here and you change it to WFP, just like that. So you see, this is how it appears in the month. And this one normally up here has nothing to do, because over the month, as it's going from January to February to March, you will still have the same end date of the project. I will still have the same number of days left. What will have to change will just be the area that has to do with expenses, which means now that if you've done this, you need to configure now this with respect to this. So in February now, total budget here will remain the same. The total budget spent so far, this one now, will be equals to now the budget that was spent in January, which is, you come to January here, you come under that January, you come to what was spent so far in January, which is this, and this is the same thing here. You do like that, January G22, you add it to February budget. February, you come and add it here, like that. Are you people understanding what I'm doing here?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So in January, definitely the total budget spent so far in January, since it's the first month, should just be the budget in January. Then in February should be the budget in January plus the expense in February. So that's why I'm coming here and I'm taking total budget spent so far. I will take the expense of January plus the expense of February. And this is the expense of February here. That's why we add, it gives it here. Then now this total amount spent now, this one will be monthly, which will just be this. That's why I've not changed this. Percentage spent now here again will be from the way it is, it has to be the cumulative, like it will be depending by now the total budget that has been spent so far. So if we take now this, you see that what this one has to instead rather be up here. Sorry. This place that I had percentage spent so far, that is this over this rather. So I have to take off G14 and I instead rather put G, I don't know, G10. Yeah, G10 here like that. That's supposed to be what has to be there. So G10 is this divided by G11 because this is G12. This G11. Sorry, not G10. It has to be equals to total spent so far, which is this divided by the total budget, which is 8.2. So if we have done that, we have to fill again throughout like that, which will not really change because this one has repeated, is the same thing here, but I was taking with respect to the month. Then the next here too, I'll have to take equals to, I'll take total spent so far divided by the budget. Then I'll scroll to the end as well as total left will be, now you're having budget left. This is it, which is the budget left so far. In the month of January, we had this as the budget left, which was simply the total budget that was for the project minus what was spent so far, what they spent so far, which gave this. So in February, if you have the total budget here is this is what has been spent so far. So this is simply G11, which is the G11 minus G12, which is G11 minus G12. So this one is not having a problem. You autofill, which is working. Then this one normally will be G12 divided by G11, which is money would have the spend. This is the spend over G11, put in percentage, as well as this has to be the budget left G16 over G11, which is correct. So this one too is also correct. So when we've done it like that, you realize that we've actually addressed all of this. So the total present budget now here will just be the budget. I'm taking it the other way, or the budget minus total expenses or January and February. Then for March, the budget always will remain the same. Then March now here, the total budget spent so far now will be equals to the sum of the budget that was spent in January plus the sum that was spent in February plus the sum that was spent in March. And in March now will be this one because it will sum all through and put here plus this, enter. So that's the budget now that is left, that has been spent so far, which is January, February, March. When you're done, you just drag to the end like that. And then the budget that is left is, that's why you're seeing it there and it's highlighted here. Then the amount spent, which is of the month, is this. Then the percentage spent here is total, that is G. This one I'll still have to adjust this because I adjusted in the other one. I never adjusted here. So this percentage left now will be spent now will be total spent so far divided by the budget that was given. Enter. 32% will fill to the right like that. Then budget left now will be this minus this. So the budget left now here will be equals to G11 minus G12, which is that. Then this is the present budget. So budget left, the budget left here, you see that it is similar to this because this is actually the present budget here. Then this one again will normally be, this is total budget that is left again in terms of percentages will be the budget that is left divided by the actual budget, which is that. Then you autofill to the end. So if we're going up to maybe December, you see perhaps that if we're going to December, you will see perhaps that it will continue just like that, using the method to be cross-cutting and going. So at the end of the day, it's just that I'm repeating this. If you add up this plus this, you have 100%. You add up this plus this, you should have 100%. You add this plus this, you should have 100%, and this plus this, you should have 100%. Again, you come back now. This budget here, total expenses. This one is correct for this month. In the month of February, the total expenses here, now here will be equals to now the sum of what? Now, remember that we just need to come and take the total spent so far for all the project, which is this, through this, enter. That's what has been spent. You see automatically the percentage changes here. Because normally here, we had 1386. Then here we have 16.83, sorry, 16.283. Then you go to the month of March, the same here, you take equals to the sum. You take total spend so far, you highlight this through this, enter. So they spend 1.6 billion. So you see, these are the total expenses like that, as well as these other areas. When you are very certain that you are okay with maybe your data, or in terms of everything, you can just come and block now the area. Remember, I taught you how to block. If you want to confirm that, you can do by wow, how do I remove this? Okay, let me put it down here. I said, remember, to do that, I said that you need to come and ensure that you are having this unlocked. This has to be unlocked. So how do you do that? I don't want somebody to alter any of these cells, for instance. I'll need now to come and block. Let's finish with the trend, the last thing, which is the trend. We are talking about trend and the monthly statistics. We can come now to the monthly statistics. Let me start with the monthly statistics. I'll create a blank sheet here, and I put maybe trend, monthly statistics. It could be the monthly statistics. Like that. Now, here, I can now link this to the pages, to these 3 pages. Let's finish with the trend first. I can make it beautifying by doing that. I'll come to insert, to home tab. I might put a color like this. Now so now come now here, I'll put the month January. I'll fill up to March. Let me take off April, like that. I'll fill up to March. I'll come now to their expenses here. Let me do this. And maybe I expand. Now I can come now to January. I'll put equal sign. The trend of expenses, I'll come to January. What was total spend for the month of January? Is what? This is the amount spent, which is this. I'll click on this. Total spent. I'll take, okay, that's it. I can put it in money in using commas like that. And I can highlight and also paint this sales with. Then in February, I'll take equals to, I come to the month of February. Sorry, in January, I took only for WFP. Rather, I had to take for the whole month. Sorry about that. So for January, I have to come here. Let me take it off. I come to January. I take the sum of January, which is the whole of this through this. That's the January expense for the whole of the for everything. You might take like that. You take enter. That's it. February, you take equals to the sum. You come to February, you sum up the expenses, enter. Then March, you take equals to sum. You come to March, you sum. Remember, it's not changing because I've not changed. It's giving the same amount because I've not changed these things. I was just working on the same set. So what if I happen now to change in the month of February, I happen to change this and put, instead of 120 million, I put that. And then maybe instead of 50 million, I put 30. I just want to do something so that you understand the trend, so that you say it's changing. Maybe 50, like that. So normally you see the trend here will change. This one has dropped. So if I go to March and maybe I play the same here, maybe I might take like that. Something like that. So you see the trend here, it has dropped to 315. So if we want to actually plot this graph now for the trend, we can just do this, highlighting the region. Let me make it centered. Highlighting the region as I told you guys, like that. You come to the end here. Easy way of doing quick analysis. You click there, you might take your chart here, you plot your trend. That's your trend graph. These are the months and these are the expenses. You can now add your data label here. You see, you can remove the trend lines, the grid lines, sorry. And then you might take off this if you don't want, something of that sort. You see, sorry, I wanted to remove this. So you see, this is now maybe monthly expenses. This one can be monthly expenditures, for instance, like that. So if you change anything here, let me say if I come here in the month of, I'm having 200 and something. If I change here, I come to the month of February, and maybe I fix, instead of 30 million, 300 million here, that is WFP. You see, if I go to my graph, to my trend, you see it changes to automatically, like that. Let me take this down a little. So it changes automatically. So you see, that's how the trend is. If it goes to December, you see, you continue like that to December. You know which month to spend more. Then if you want to have the trend now in terms of each project, you just need to come, you copy the projects. These are them. I can copy, I come to my trend, I'll paste side by side. Here, I'll paste them as values. But if I paste them here directly like that, it's interesting. But the problem is that what it will give me this hash error because it doesn't see it. But if I come now here on this graph, it's always good to use formulas. I take an equal sign and I come maybe to this January. I click here and I take Control Enter. Even if I'm changing the name on this drop down here, if I'm changing the name here, let's say to UNGP, it will also change on my trend graph here. You see, it changes. The month doesn't change because it has nothing to do with this. Now, when I'm done now with the project, maybe I want to do trend per project per month. I can do this, and then I can come now at this end here. I put maybe my months. Here I can put months like that. Use the paintbrush. Oops, pick it up. Undo. Use the paintbrush. Paint like that. I put my months. Now, if I'm having the months here, I can put maybe January. February and March, like that. Can put in a box or here. Now I take my expense for January for UNDP. I'll put an equal sign. I'll come. I put equals to for January. This is January expenses, maybe for UNDP here. I'll come and put here. I press enter. Then for February, I put equals to. I'll come to February. I put this. I press enter, and then for March, I put equals to. Come to March. Click here. I press enter. Now you see UNDP is not given like that because I changed here and I've not changed from the drop down. So let me put it back to WFP so that we'll have this. You're having something like that. We can now pin these cells. This now in can now put it in money format. For UNHCR, you might put equal sign. You come January UNHCR. This is the total spend. February equals to become UNHCR. This is the total spend. March equals to become you put that total spend. UNICEF you take equals to January UNICEF. This is it total spend. February UNICEF. This is it total spend. Enter equals to March UNICEF total spend. Enter. Then WHO we put equals to January WHO total spend equals to February WHO total spend equals to March WHO total spend. So I can click now here, use my paintbrush to make the other ones have the same format like that. When I'm done now, I just need to highlight this from here. I take off this month so that I should give a matrix. If months is here, it will not present well. Look at something. If I put like this, are you seeing? I put like this, it doesn't present. But if months is definitely off, oops. All right, let me see recommended graph. This is not a pivot table, sorry, insert graph. Where is the graph? Okay. Are we seeing? Say it presents here. This is a graph here. And then I can take okay. So you have your expenses now per project here presented. As it's changing, there is changing. You can take off now this. You can also put your data label and you can take off grid lines. And you see they are cross-cutting. You might decide to make this to go appear vertical. To do that, you click on each. You right click. You take property. Just a second, please. Hello? Yes. I'm in class. I'll call you after. Yeah. So you right click. You take this one here. You take alignment. You take this. You make it horizontal to appear like that. Why still click like that? You come and click here. You make it to horizontal. Or is it rotate at 270? You come and click at the end. You take rotate at 270 like that. So you see everything now is being given in this order. You can come here and give a title to the chart. Now you see now per project per month is being given. If you alter something, we have UNHCR is having the same amount. Let me go to the UNHCR now and try to alter some figures. Let me say UNHCR in January here. Let me put this UNHCR here. Let me put we had 35 million. That's it. That's why it's the same. Let's put in February or this. Let me say 22 million, and then February I can maintain 35 and March maybe 28 million. It's an example. So you see it changes for UNHCR. So if I'm coming back now to my trend, you see that's it. It also changes here. Whatever thing you change here, it changes here. Then now for monthly statistics, already this one will be needless because I'm already having my trend. Sorry, I'm already having my trend here. having the monthly. You can always swap this. Remember, you can swap the month and the project. By doing that, you just click on the graph, you come to design, I take switch. When you switch, it gives now you the months here. These are the months, February, March, and it gives the project here. Where is January? Let me see. Let me swap back. Where is January? I remember that it was supposed to be 3 months. Let me see. Undo, undo, undo. This January, February, March. But why did I switch and then it removed January? At times these things misbehave, you don't get it. So that's how it's supposed to be. It has to present all the months. Okay, that's January now. January is back. Sorry. So you have January, February, March. You can also now change these colors if you want by clicking. If you want to change the color of the graph, if you click once, you see highlights all the graph of that month. You might come to your design tab. You see, if you want the type of graph, you might also have a graph where you have shadows like that. You see, it changes. It depends on what you want. Then maybe you can click here again. Click on the second, you press F4. Click on the third, you press F4 on your keyboard. So you can change the colors here if you don't want. These are the colors where to change them. You see, these are them here. And then you can come as well here. You come to the colors. You might change it to something like that. I might maintain the text. So this is just how to beautify the graph. So you see now that January, February, March, these are the expenses. You might decide to have another graph that has to do with the percentage spent and percentage left. That one can just be a general pie chart because it's just 2 indicators. And here it's always good to use by the last month, because remember we've been doing carry forward. As I'm crossing, you're seeing, as I'm changing here, also they are changing. The first month we spent 13.4% and was left with 86.6%. So second month it went up to 22 and was left with 72. Third month it went up to 49 and was left with 50 points. So if you are following this, assuming this was December, you can just come here, you highlight that, and then you come to your insert, you take your pie chart, you take okay, this one. You can add now, you see total percent spent remaining. You can add now the data level. And maybe you want it to have with a lot like that, if you want like that. If you want best fit like this, and so on. So as you hover here, it changes. So you can put here maybe percentages, expenditure by percentages. So you might reduce, maybe change a color, use something like this. And then you might use to the same thing. You might copy now this, we cut it, you come to your trends, you might paste it here. You might decide this to be your dashboard. If you're deciding this to be your dashboard, you can perhaps maybe just make things like this here. And then this might be at the end, where if you want this to be at the bottom or left or right, you can do that. So this one can be like this, and then it comes here at the end here. Then maybe you can reduce this here to have something like that. So I don't need to bring slicer here because these are just we are not presenting data that is coming in the form of a pivot table. So we are just presenting maybe monthly expenses like that within if it was in a year, expenses in a year, you could have gotten everything here annually. Like you could continue with this up to a year, like this up to a year. Then you do the same trend throughout. So you see now, these two, you can beautify this, the graph here, by doing the design here. You come or using this, you come and maybe you choose something else here if you want, as well as you can come and maybe you have a fixed shadow on it like that if you want. So these are the trends now per month, and the trend, this is the trend in terms of trend, then in terms of project and expenses, in terms of burn rate, total for the whole. And remember that this is representing the whole organization. This is representing the whole organization, and this is representing the whole organization. You can now create, I don't even need the statistics sheet because, so you can now create now the links to this. You just come here, you can now put dashboards. We'll come to insert here, we take shape. Maybe we'll take something like this. You can put it here. Maybe I reverse to this direction and I name it maybe dashboard at this level. I right click, I take edit text. Maybe I put dashboard. Or that one can be the summary sheet, not even the dashboard per se, because dashboard is around here. So this one can be the summary sheet. Here can be the summary sheet, where you have the project summary in terms of months. You can put it centralized, make it bold, and maybe big, like that. When you're done, remember, when you're done, you can just copy. I come to February, you paste. This is it here. You bring it here. You come to March, you paste. This is it here. You bring it here. Then on the trend, on the dashboard itself, now you can link this back to that. So now here, to come to February, you just need to come here where we're having January. You right click, you take link. Let me take this up. You take link, we come to January. I always put on A1, so that it should give you the first cell up. You click OK. You see it's already giving a link form. You come to February, take link, you take February, you take OK. You come to March, you take link. You come to March, you take OK. You come to trend, you take link. Trend, you take OK. So if you change this now to summary sheet, like that, automatically you see that, and then you change this now to dashboard. Though the dashboard is not, the dashboard that we did yesterday was more beautiful. Those that were there, this is how it presented. This was the dashboard of yesterday. You said the data is being displayed. You can display data per community, you can display data per age group, per education level, things like that. This was what was done yesterday. This one is not really that good. So when you have done now like that, you can take off this, take you to January page. So you can take now this and you link it back to the dashboard by coming to it. You click, you take link, you take summary sheet. Okay. So now this level, if you come here, it becomes a link. You come to February, you click, you take link, you take summary sheet. You come to March, you click here, you take link, you take summary sheet. So you can create another sheet that links to the dashboard if you want by doing the same thing dashboard. So now if you're here, you want to go to January, you go to dashboard, you go to February, you go to dashboard, you go to March, you go to dashboard, just like that. Trend, there's nothing for trend. So now invalid here, it can be we can replace trend now with the dashboard. We link it, we edit the link, we take dashboard and take OK. Now if I click it, we'll go now to the dashboard. And there's nothing on the dashboard. You can always copy back this, copy this link. You can copy it, you come to a dashboard, you paste. You don't need to do anything because it's already linked to the summary sheet. So if you click here, it will take you to the summary sheet, just like that. So you see that's how to make you tracker that tracks your expenses, monthly expenses. If it was a business, you might decide to put the business centers here, their budget, and you break down their detailed expenses, maybe for assets, things like that. You break them down, and then their recording each month is appearing. Now, at the end of the day, you might not want anybody to have access to come and change any formula here. Here, anything, they cannot do anything here because it's a drop down. You might want that they should not be able to change any formula here. Now, by so doing, we might decide to come and block the whole of these sheets like that. Only the months can change with project and budget. They cannot change anything there. We'll highlight everything as I said here. When you highlight there, as we've highlighted here like this, we come to data. We ensure, sorry, to home. We ensure that this lock is unlocked. It's not painted like that. We tick it. Originally, let me come here. Where you come here normally, what happens? You always have this yellow lock here. Tick, you see it's highlighted dark. Now, first of all, you ensure that it is unhighlighted. You make sure it is tick. It should be white like that. It shouldn't be like this, but rather, if it's like this, you remove the dark H on the clock by clicking on the lock by clicking there. You will not see any dark H there. When you remove it now that way, you come and select all the cells you don't want anybody to touch. These are the cells I don't want anybody to touch here. I'll come back now to my home tab. I come to format. I'll come to protect sheets, and I'll untick this select lock cell, and I can put a password. Let me say space bar. I take OK. I confirm my password and I take OK. At this level, nobody can touch anything here. You might look at it like that, but you cannot change it. If I add something, oops, let me see what happened. Just a second. Just a second. Let me take it over on protect. Oops. On protect. Okay. It is okay now. I'll highlight the region first. From here to here, maybe even to down here. I'll come and lock it first. I lock. I come again. I take protect sheet. It is on tick. I put a password, enter, confirm password, enter. Now here, you say I cannot enter anything there. You see, nothing can be changed here. You double click, it doesn't do anything. You come here, you can write. You come here, you can write. You come here, you can write. But if you're anywhere within where I've blocked, nothing can be edited. You double click here, it's looking at you. Double click here, it's looking at you. But here it will work. It will work here. You can change January to something like that. It works because I've not blocked that not to work. Then you do that for the same. You can come now to the month of January. You come now, you block the cells that you don't want people to change. People can edit from here to this level where we have money, but you don't want people to edit other areas within the workbook. So how do you do that? You just highlight, you ensure, you come again, you tick here, you take data, sorry, home tab, you ensure this lock is taken off. You click now outside. You come and select the area. We don't want anybody to touch anything on this area. This area up to this level. I hold my control down. as well as this area now from here down to this level. My control is being held down. Why am I holding my control? Because there's no way I can select this area and up to this level without selecting this area. But we want this area to be people to enter expenses here, but they should not touch it because it's automatic, and they should not touch it because it's all formulas. If you look here, you will see the formulas there, but here are no formulas that are directly filled. So I'll select the region like that, here to here. I'll hold down my control key and I'll come and select this region. When I do that, I see hold control key, I can select this region. So you see, I've selected all the region that I want to block. I'll come now here. I'll come to cells. I'll lock it first, and I'll come back to cells and I'll protect the sheet. And I'll untick here and I'll put a password now here. Enter, password, enter. Now, nothing can be done here. You see, nothing can be done here. It is blocked. Nothing can be done here, but something can be done here. You see, I can change this figure here to 252 million, but nothing can be done here because it's blocked as well as here. So I'll do that same for the other month, block it the same. I'll select from here to here. I'll select from here to here. I'll select this, and I was supposed to select this too. I never selected in the first case because it's formula. I'll come, I'll lock it, I'll come, protect sheet, put the password, enter, put the password, enter. I'll go to the last, ensure it is all selected, and I unlock. Here, I click, I come to the area, I select like that, hold control key down, select this area, select this area, select this, come back to home, come to format, lock it, come back to format, protect sheet, untick this, put the password, confirm the password, enter. So everything has been blocked. You cannot edit anything here. You can only watch. You cannot edit anything there. So you see, that is that for to develop softwares like this, where you can get, you see, I made an adjustment, that's why it's changed, where you can know each project expenses and things like that, a project and things like that. You can go to the level of even getting the burn rate or expenses per project. You go further by just selecting the project up and selecting the expenses, as easy as that. And that you can do within the same sheet. The same sheet, in the sense that what, if I come and unlock, I'll just do for one here, up like that. I hold control key down. I come and select total expenses. You see, it is not selecting this because I have hold control key. I'll select this, hold control key, come and select this. Then I'll come to the insert tab. I'll come and put my chart. You see, these are expenses per project automatically. You can add the label, you take the label, so you see the expenses. You can make like this for over the months and you put on a dashboard. You copy each, you go and put, you copy each, you go and put month. Then you will see their burn rate per month, depending on your needs. So that is that for this section of the class. I don't know if you have any question.
This is so interesting and amazing. Thank you so much. I'd longed for this practical session. But now I have the video, I can over and over, I can replicate it. Thank you so much.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
It shows Alfred has gone.
Most probably, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, they will follow the video. For somebody like Tizi, normally I will have a session with Tizi to show her some of these things. For now,
she can also drop. She can drop her email so we can send previous.
No, I'm with her we are in the same town.
Okay, excellent, excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
Mm. But
So
it will
that's
make your
that for
work.
the
It will make your work easier if you can watch all the videos.
yes. No, I have a class with her. It's not just, it's always good. Watching the video is different. When you are having a live class, there's a way you can ask questions and
Mhm.
address your worries.
I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. This is wonderful. Amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think for that we've come to the end of our class. It's easy. All right. Let me share the picture. Is UNICEF. I programmed this thing before to be used by UNICEF. This is it. Oops, I've sent yours to TZ. Anyway, let me send to the group. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, we are with you.
I've sent. Can you just open and share your screen?
I will not be able to do that on this. I'm using my official laptop. So,
Okay.
but you can show me so that I record it on this video. And because I'm trying to access my WhatsApp.
TZ, are you using your laptop? TZ.
So I'm
has gone
recording
offline.
this. So if we can.
No, I'm here.
Are you using your laptop?
I'm using my phone, but I can make a video.
Can you get this on your laptop? Like, can you, I've sent your WhatsApp. Can you download on your laptop?
Okay.
And then you can just connect your laptop for the next 5 minutes. Then I show how to install so that he sees it.
Okay. Let me do that. Connect. WhatsApp web.
Hello, Charles. Charles.
Yeah.
So you are the host.
Yes.
You are the host. Enable my other device, GA, to be able to share screen or make me co-host. GA.
Launch meeting. You install download.
Are you
Can you?
post now?
What is it? Yeah, great. Yeah. So so I'm stopping your screen.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. So you can see the screen, right? The other screen. Yes, you can.
Yes.
So please guide me on how to install the date picker now.
Where is it's there? Our house just to be following. Anyway, I'll still do it. We have
Okay,
it.
okay.
Yes,
All right.
yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Just a second, please. All right, go to the date picker. Go to file, sorry. Go to file. Go to sorry, option. I'm texting a message here, sorry. Go to file, go to option. Go to this thing. Add in. Yeah. Click. Take under Excel add-in, take go. Below. All right, take browse. Go and search where you downloaded it. Have you even downloaded? Have you downloaded it? Did you
Yes.
download? All right, take OK now. Take OK. Minimize this page. Has it appear?
How do I minimize it?
Wait, Liz, are you the one sharing?
It's Steve that is sharing.
Okay, it's Liz that is sharing.
It's Steve that is sharing. Steve.
All right. Are you seeing the date picture has appeared?
Yes. It has. I can see it.
All right, type now anywhere within your page, type date. Enter.
And now we have the date picker.
Yeah.
Yes.
Congratulations and thank you. Great.
Amazing.
So you see,
Oh, thank you, Charles.
it helps you in typing date
Mhm.
automatically, not to be typing one after the other. That's it now.
So easy.
Amazing. Thank you.
Is there any worry?
None at all. Thank you.
No, thank you.
All right.
Much. Yeah. All right.
Let me see if I'm having one assignment page. Anyway, I cannot be giving Lizzie assignment now because she's just joining. There are a lot of things that she might need to learn before she'll be able to come up to that level that she could be taking on assignments. But for the other people that have been on board, I'll come out with one assignment that will put everybody on work, so to be able to work and maybe come up with something for themselves. If you have any challenge at that level, you might now bring it up, they will address it. It's okay, right? You can stop the recording.